Alright, I have my very first collab video, and we are featuring Age of Empires Zone. Really like this guy and all the stuff that he creates. And expected land rush, they are going Franks, or they have Franks. So he's communicating to his teammate in this particular situation, says okay. And I also really like the housing position. These two houses can beautifully be used in a wall right off the bat. Now, before I get more into, the collab and all of that stuff, let's first take a look at all of our players. Now, Age of Empires Zone, often what I've seen from him online goes for the Brits, but in this particular situation, he is going with the Spanish. And his teammate Osai, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, is going for the Byzantines here in the green. In the red, we have Jackie, and Jackie's already building a lot of houses, and actually that's not a really good house placement in my personal perspective, because it's going to be tough for him to get that main gold. Although, if he did wall over here, he could have like a back base, I suppose. But everybody plays their own way, and what do I know? These guys are way higher ranked than I am. Cat in the yellow playing as the Franks, and we're gonna go back to Age of Empire Zone right now. Has a nice wood line. Have a total of 6 on food, 3 on wood. Pretty standard stuff. And if you do like this game, in the link I will copy in the link. You can see I'm struggling a little bit, and we do have this for wood now. Finally. Oh no, not the sheep. Oh, that's really unfortunate, but you know what? It happens to the best of us. I'm expecting a dock at some point from Age of Empires Zone. Um, anyway, as I was saying, Age of Empires Zone, really nice guy. I talked to him on Discord a bunch, and he actually has his own channel. So if you want to check that out, link is in the description. Wow, we did it, guys. We did it. We said the thing correctly, and he was very nice to send this game to me. And yeah, let's take a look on how this game progresses. I was hoping for some big werewolf shots, because he is really infamous for his werewolf play, and there's a lot of really great videos in which he plays Britons, where he absolutely decimates skirmishers with his werewolf shots. However, we're going to have to wait for a later period of time to see him do that, because this game he is playing as the Spanish. Probably going to see a mill at this point. Maybe, no, okay, let's go for the dock first. Interesting that he sent this one out to berries. A whole bunch more chopping, that way he can fish boom, and there is the boar lore as well. These villagers are probably going to get that boar. This is a really good way, if you do have idle villagers, to keep them occupied. Put them on a straggler tree for just a moment, and then as soon as they do hit, they can shoot that boar immediately. And I think we're going to see a mill now. Are we going to see a mill? Nope, these villagers are doing some long distance mining. There is the mill. Very nice. Let's take a look at some of our other players. Yeah, another one onto water. Looks like blue and green's game plan is to control the middle, and I don't disagree with that on Baltic at all. Baltic, not one of my favorite maps, but a lot of you love water maps, and if you do love a water map, then Baltic might be a good choice for you, because it has good land aggression. You can run around the map, and you can pressure your opponent in that way, or you can go for some kind of a landing and drop your opponent in that manner. So a lot of different avenues of attack, and it doesn't look like yellow has the small. No, actually that's a decent lumber camp. Would have definitely liked to have seen that against the wood line, but once again, what do I know? What do I know? We do have a little wall off being created over here. I definitely think that's a good idea, especially against Franks. Might even want a double palisade at some point, or stone wall behind here, just because of that potency that Franks do possess. Oh, and is there another boar out here? Oh, it's over here. Okay. I was wondering what that villager was doing there for a second. And fish boom away. Fish boom away. I don't really know what else to say at this particular time. We're just watching some Dark Age, but there's nothing wrong with that. Dark Age really determines where the game is going to be going. It looks like both green and blue are committing to water control, whereas it looks like nothing from yellow and red. It maybe looks like fast scouts. Yeah, that's pretty early. Do we see a barracks being constructed? Yeah, already see barracks being constructed from CatCat, but thankfully AOE-Zone has already walled up over here, and I don't think those scouts are going to be able to do a ton of damage. I think he was correct in saying that there's going to be a land rush, and yet, sure enough, there is these stables, and if AOE-Zone can defend from this nicely, then this could definitely be in his favor in the long term, because he's going to have those fishing. Right now, no military, but later on could definitely work out quite nice. Do we have a wall off over here as well? Yep, green is slowly starting to wall off. If you do see this in red's position, you probably want to stop that wall at whatever cost if you are planning on doing some land aggression. And ooh, militia coming forward. Wow. Okay, I normally don't say this, but I'm very happy that we see a whole bunch of militia coming out, maybe even towers, it looks like, from red. They're going to go for the end it right here, right now approach, whereas green and blue are going for the more boomy approach. And I think these men-at-arms and villagers are going to get by. Looks like only one militia, two militia, three militia, four? No, three militia. And yeah, they're going to get through here. That's not good news for green at all in this particular situation. Scout trade over there, lost some HP earlier to that TC, and now they're through. And boom, tower right away. And I love how they're walling it in. Look how quickly they do that. And counter tower from green, that's very nice as well. And definitely has a lot of villagers on here, so could deny this. And those militia are so fragile in the beginning, so you really got to make sure. And now all of a sudden, what damage can you even do? The tower over here, I don't know about that, because what is that tower doing for you? You know, I mean, over here at least it's on the hill. I mean, I guess it kind of keeps green in its own base, but at some point they might have a water drop of some sort. Meanwhile, did we get any? Okay, we did get some scouts, and there was a double wall placed with a house behind, so Age of Empires Zone should be very well protected from this scout rush. Very aggressive play, but no reward. They're trushing me. Yeah, tower rushing over here for sure, but I don't think they're going to be able to get by very easily. I like how he's walling that in as well. That's definitely some high-level play. That tower isn't quite completed. 2 more hits probably from the hammer. I should get them through, but no damage is going to be found here on green. And now their food income is absolutely skyrocketing due to the amount of fishing ships. 5 fishing ships over here and 4 fishing ships from Age of Empires Zone. Let's take a look at his base at this time. Yeah, those scouts weren't able to do anything. I wonder if he's going to loop these scouts around and try and attack. Oh, another wall off has been created, and I'm not a big fan of this tower. This tower is not going to do anything at all. Waller, boys. Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes that's the best strategy, and I think in Baltic that's not bad. And now if green and blue can control the middle, they'll definitely be in a very good spot. Galleys even being created. Fire galleys, sorry. Fire ships, I should say, because galleys is a little bit confusing, and seeing if they have any docks up, but no docks whatsoever. No docks whatsoever is making a little bit of a wall up over here. But the funny thing is that fire ship could actually break through over here, and these scouts are not going to be able to do very much. Even stonewalling behind. Yeah, if you are going to wall, you might as well make sure that your opponent is not going to. Yeah, good luck getting through over here. Is able to do some damage against this house, but I don't think green will be upset about that at all. Meanwhile, no military created really other than those fire ships. And is that a demo ship? Yeah, we do have a demo ship being constructed as well. And oh, got him. Yeah, these scouts are not going to be able to do anything. Oh, attack! Maybe I was wrong about that. Ah, nice micro though. keeps that fire ship alive. Meanwhile, there's some fire ships positioned over here. It doesn't look like those fire ships are going to be doing it. Very, very stalemated over here, but slowly but surely, looks like red wants to push this area. Could actually break through over here, especially if that tower does go up. I think the second tower was not really necessary because that first tower actually already ranges this third tower that red Jackie is producing. And just going to wall behind, but that's not going to work too well because garrison. There you go. There you go. And that blacksmith might actually be denied at the time for the time being, but another wall off being created over here. Very smart, very easy wall off, and a market being constructed there as well. Meanwhile, there's no way these scouts are. There's no way scouts are ever gonna get through. I think it's kind of funny as well. It's gonna go for some farms over here now. More wood being chopped, and this looks very, very safe. Even a secondary wall being constructed, and yeah, absolutely keeping this forward pressure out. Can't help. Well, I don't think he really needs help, to be honest with you. He has plenty of walls behind, even walling further over here. Oh, little lag there. And a gate being constructed. So even if these scouts eventually break through, there's going to be another layer of walls right behind, stone walls for that matter. These are faster constructed due to the Spanish player being Spanish. Yeah, due to the Spanish player being Spanish, the walls are constructed more quickly. Rogan. And still fishing. A lot of fishing benefit to be had from blue and green. 5 fishing ships for green and a total of 4 and another 2, 6 for blue at the time. And they have full water control. I don't think you should give water control up so easily. Looks like yellow and red really wanted to pressure on land quickly, and it just did not work out. Although I will say, very impressed with yellow's castle age time. He is the 3rd to castle, even without a fish boom, so that's quite impressive right there. And it doesn't look like, yeah, this is going to go through at all. Although that tower is eventually going to get taken down, and there is quite a bit of military and no real military investment. Supplies is being researched over here from yellow, and the slow push continues. Even building a tower just to keep that safe. Those scouts are going to go down eventually if they continue on their trajectory. But now yellow coming forward. I wonder if we're going to see a castle from yellow, or at least a siege workshop. Makes a lot of sense in my opinion. Killed a villager with fire ship. Yeah, that will happen. That will happen if you have water control. Could actually get some galleys out here. That way he could maybe range a little bit more. That would be interesting. And now going on to water. I also really like that from yellow. And I don't think this has been spotted quite yet. But green here with fire ships as well. And is going to spot that. That's huge. Gotta get that villager though. And does not. So now could get the galley upgrade and then start getting rid of some of these ships. And those scouts are now being used against the fire ship. That's actually quite smart, but that one scout is going to go down. Does get that fire ship in return. Because green and blue have so much eco, if red and yellow switch onto water, that could actually be detrimental. Meanwhile, castle being constructed right on the front here does range that tower as well. That's what I thought was going to happen. Trying to exert the pressure are yellow and red. They're definitely the aggressors in this situation. But very, very clean play from blue and green to keep this all out. And going for the galleys in the long term, I think, is a good decision, especially since they have so much more range than fire ships. And if you have water control, that is definitely a good thing. Is yellow going to be transitioning into that dock more? It doesn't look like it, at least for the time being. And red is up to castle age, and he has a bunch of army over here stable right on the front. They definitely want to break through, but I don't see it happening, especially with all of these stone walls. You need a siege workshop to make this happen more efficiently. And that tower is going to go down, and now you just have to slowly pick this wall apart. I think rams would be very, very useful for yellow. Where are these guys going? They're just constructing a lumber camp? No, a house. Yeah, I think rams would be very, very useful in this particular situation. Definitely nice control from green and blue to maintain water control, not let yellow get a dock up, and transport being constructed by green wants to drop off these knights, and that could be absolutely devastating if those knights get dropped off into red's eco. I don't think red is expecting that at all. There is somewhat of a wall off going on now, but palisade walls are not going to hold up super well against knights. Meanwhile, the push continues with knights from the Frankish player, and he had those cheaper castles. That's why he was able to get that castle up so quickly, as well as still having a good eco behind it. But this is going to be very, very tough to break through, and AOE-Zone is paying very close attention to this. Although at a certain point, he's not going to really be able to wall behind anymore because he's going to have his eco exposed. But these galleys could be shooting down these knights. But they're probably somewhat in range of that castle. But eventually, when these knights start to attack over here, he's probably going to just get those down. And there is the transport. And we are going to have a drop off of knights. And I do really like Baltic for that reason, because you can go for the two sides, which yellow and red try to do. Ooh, maybe not go for the stable, maybe go for the palisade walls. Yeah, that seems like a much better decision. Although a small wall up here from red could stop this, but those palisade walls just melt so quickly. Is there a hole? There is a hole! Oh no, didn't place that house quite correctly, and now disaster for red. Absolute disaster. Definitely want to wall off behind here. And now all of a sudden you have to get all of the spearmen out, and absolute decimation of red's villager count. Meanwhile, we still have a push over here, but just more stone walls to be found. Very, very unfortunate. And ouch, ouch. Jackie is not having the best of times. Really tried to push green forwards, but didn't get any reward from it, and now it's just losing villagers left and right. What's the upgrades on these guys? +1, +2. Pretty good. They can't really stay under the TC for too long, but all of these villagers are exposed. And what is this? What is this mining camp? My goodness. The inefficiency. Just build 2 mining camps. It's well worth your investment. Well worth your investment indeed. And now constructing this household, but you need another yeah, okay, good. So now at least these knights are trapped and no additional reinforcements can be dropped off. But as I say that, more reinforcements are upon die. And it's going to try this way, but this way also just has more walls, and there's even houses behind here as well. Oh my goodness. What a waller boy. Nothing wrong with that. Getting the relics over here, bringing those back for the long term. And fish being fished. And yeah, you can just target this gate, I suppose. More knights being dropped off. Even blue scout is over here. But these knights are going to get cleared up by these crossbows now at this point. Maybe it would be a good idea to go for this back gate over here. That's going to be relatively tough to wall behind. Yeah, don't want to attack in the front there, especially with all of those crossbows here. And look at the amount of idle villagers in red's base. Green doing a very, very good job at slowing them down. Actually, these knights could also be used on yellow, and this is not completely walled yet, and yellow should be aware of that. Is he going to realize this? Because if green does damage to both yellow and red, this could be GG right here. Score is still really close, surprisingly. Green not producing anything at the moment. I think he's probably looking for imp? No, not quite yet. Blue is imp though, so he's going to be getting into his ultimate composition, whatever that is. And even has, oh man, missionaries. How often do we see missionaries? That's hilarious. Market. Oh, they're thinking about trade already. They're in it for the long haul. Okay, I like that. I like that. And these knights not doing anything yet. Yes. Rogan. That TC is pretty good. It's right on the woodline and it's near those forward resources. Definitely like to see this wall off being completed over here, because that could be very, very problematic. And now conversions coming in, and it looks like these knights are being targeted towards the gate rather than being targeted on the enemy knights, and that's not good. You hate to see that. Absolute decimation from AOE-Zone here. And the villager even walling additional walls behind. Why not? Why not, right? Fire ships over here. Oh! Has he not realized that this is just open over here? Oh, that's hilarious. I mean, this would definitely happen to me as well. Now he's in, and now he can definitely wreak some havoc in Yellow's base. There he goes. And Yellow is losing villagers left and right, but it's only 3 knights, and he should be able to produce knights of his own. But he hasn't realized yet, and that is a bunch of dead villagers. Oh, no, no, no. Garrison's only 1, it looks like. Definitely not enough garrison there. Meanwhile, +2 right now, so that TC is not going to do too much. And villager picks everywhere. Everywhere. Only has some scouts back here. And scouts do not do very good in melee attacks against knights. Yeah, absolutely getting cleaned up. This is exactly what I was afraid of. It's so funny that he busted through that gate when there was literally just area that he could walk through there, and now Yellow is getting absolutely decimated, and I'm expecting a castle from our Spanish player. Yep, and he's probably going to trip down this castle over here, and they're looking in a really commanding spot at this point. Meanwhile, Red really wanted to break through, but just a defensive castle from Green to defend over here. Those militia still doing work from the very beginning. They are trying to break through, but I think maybe the landing approach was the way to go. If Red could get in a landing over here, that would be pretty huge. But this is not going to work this way. Build a dock over here, like over here, so he doesn't see it, and then just transport these crossbows over quickly. I think that would be a very good idea. Meanwhile, Trebs on both sides. And we are going to see some Treb action now, and if Yellow does get food, could be pretty bad. I think these knights eventually did get cleared up, but a lot of idle villagers now from Yellow, and it looks like we are in it for a long haul. Ooh, more monk techs being illumination, very nice, being chosen, and that barracks might actually go down. Helps being constructed just in case they do break through. The push over here is definitely stalled a whole bunch. I mean, how do you get through all of this? Would have also liked to see a chop on this one, do a quick chop and then build a palisade wall and get through that way. But this is just so tough to push through, and I don't think he's even realized that there's a castle right behind here, so he really has to be very careful with how he wants to go through here. Siege Workshop, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to maybe go for rams or something. But this is also the only one stone castle. Probably got the most eco damage from Green and those knights, and now is just a little bit behind in comparison. But this is looking like an imp game, and we already have those trade situated. And we'll see if that goes up anytime soon. Cavalier, no joke. But someone now from Yellow, interesting. And cannon galleys to take this down. Okay. Trying to get that Treb, and nice micro there. Yeah, Baltic is definitely something in which you don't want to ignore the water. If you're ignoring the water, that's bad. Nice micro, by the way. Boop! Got him. Got him. Ooh, almost through because of that barracks. Taking down this gate, and maybe could pop some more over here. This wall is actually quite weak now. Yeah, it looks like he's going for that wall. Switching targets, though. Can they break through? Can they break through in this particular situation? Looks like blue has been housed pretty badly, but 100, there he goes, 115 pop versus 82 pop. Oh, you know what we can do? We can do one of these. 82 pop for red. So yeah, red definitely is struggling the most, and it looks like blue and yellow are relatively close in population count at this time. Meanwhile, the push is coming forward, and now it can't finally get through. And just run past those helps. Oh, not quite in time. And gets conversions as well. Nice defense there. I don't think they're going to be able to get through over here. And that Treb was cleared up by that bombard galley. Excuse me. And can they get through over here? Red definitely needs to go imp. Yeah, he is going imp now at this time. And that looks like it's going to go down. But there's still walls here. And another castle being constructed here. Definitely need traps at this point to get through here. I also think rams might have been a better idea. They're a little bit quicker to ram stuff down. And that ram could have actually also been... Oh, more walls being constructed from green. Wow, we are definitely in it for a long haul. And I think blue and green are totally okay with that. Whereas yellow and red really wanted to end this quick, and the amount of fish that they've gotten, look, they've fished everything in this area. There's so much food that they've gotten in this manner. So much value. Even adding some additional fishing ships, green at one point. Is that, okay. Now going back on water, and I don't think this fast fire ship has realized, oh, he did realize, but he's attacking the dock. I think yellow's making the right play here to go back on water. Realizes, and War Galley not going to be super effective against one fire ship unless that fire ship isn't attacking. He does get that villager. No, not quite. But definitely doesn't have the numbers here to fight that fire ship. Absolutely. Oh, he misclicked. Oh, that's really unfortunate. That's super unfortunate there. He's going back on water. And Cavalier and it looks like heavy camel into Red's base. Red is not having a good time for sure. Getting absolutely decimated by green once more. Didn't have any military here to speak of. And this mining camp, man, it's bugging me. This mining camp is definitely bugging me at this point. And kudos to them for not throwing the towel in the ring, because this is looking like a GG kind of scenario right here. Especially with blue having all of these cannon galleons slowly taking down these castles. And yeah, okay, you're taking down these walls, but what can you do even if you get in? There's halves here, there's monks here, looking very well protected, and the trade is flowing, the trade is going. And even having a castle here to stop any landings from occurring, very smart. Can red and yellow do anything in this particular situation? And the Cavalier, they are running around, they're trying to do more damage, just trying to see wherever red is, and a lot of dead villagers for sure. Could even clean up this archer army. Ooh, nice garrison there. But there are helps, so green definitely has to be careful, but just engages and then runs away. Not too shabby. I used to always place these mining camps in between. Sorry, I'm just fixated on this mining camp in between the gold and the stone, but it's really inefficient because the amount of time that they're walking, they're not gathering resources. So it is better, I think, in my opinion, to just build two. And Age of Empire Zone, even getting into the action, killing these villagers, very, very nice to realize that. Even got light cav just for that purpose. And these guys could absolutely decimate because the helps are out of position. More barracks are being constructed, but this is GG if I've ever seen it. Meanwhile, forward push is also wrecking these castles and still isn't through. I think a transport would have been so good so much earlier. And just additional walls being constructed now. Yeah, this is painful to watch if you are red. Red definitely wanted to make it happen in the early game and just simply wasn't able to do that. If you can stall your opponent's push, you can definitely win in that way as well. Trying to shoot the trap, but having some misses, and that villager is going to die. There is a hole now. They can sneak in through over here, and back and forth trebuchet shots. Miss and hit. I think that was a hit at least. I'm not too sure. Is there any trade going on for red? And okay, there is a market over here. Is there another market over here being constructed? I can't even watch this, man. They're absolutely getting decimated, yellow and red, by means of all green's cavalry. Very nice. job from them, but that is finally gonna get cleared up. And yellow has a pretty good water presence now at this point. He has galleys, which is really good uh, in the later game, much better than fires because they can shoot fire ships in one shot and done. So could definitely push with these, but galleys are also over here being constructed with fast fires. I definitely think that red needs to engage at this, or sorry, yellow needs to engage at this point before that gets out of hand even more. It does look like, yeah, fast fire ships are being created. Engage now, please. 19 versus, looks like 12. Oh, but definitely don't want to throw in there for free. Ooh, a lot of ships going down there, and those fires doing absolute work. Definitely gotta target those down. Gotta get the reinforcements there as well. Oh, this is looking like a clean up from Age of Empires Zone. Very nice. Realizing that yellow was going to go back onto water and absolutely cleaning this up. 8 galleys of his own and about 6-7 fire ships being produced back here. So if he can keep that water control, and he definitely has a much better eco. Bombard cannons now being constructed. Definitely wants to take down these castles over here, and it's a slow push. Although red is now technically through. He could run around here, I think. No, there is still some HP on this wall over here. French Navy, yeah, not something that you often see is a French Navy, that's for sure. And the Spanish are absolutely decimating the French Navy. Although I don't think it was a bad play for yellow and red to go onto Navy. Maybe not the best choice, but I would have also liked to see Persians go onto Navy because they do have that additional HP on their docks. And cannon galleons absolutely destroying these docks. Don't want your opponent to produce, and I don't think that yellow can at this point anymore. Has to make it happen on land. Yeah, trickling them out one by one is absolute destruction. Meanwhile, over here, the Trebs are pushing the castle now, but this is a slow push. And those bombard cannons, plenty of gold with trade. Those bombard cannons are going to absolutely destroy those Trebs, and this push is going to stall once more. Pushes on two sides, and meanwhile, trade is flowing. Trade is going quite nicely. And look at the population count at this point. It looks like blue is almost capped, whereas green is the second in the population count and only 82 from red. Red is really having a tough game here. At some point, green is literally going to fish all the way to red's base. Poor Jackie, man. And the Cavalier trying to do some damage on these ships, but instead just get a fistful of lead to the face. That's kind of hilarious. And you have to be careful in Baltic because these galleys, they have quite a bit of range. Like 10 range, that's nothing to scoff at. And these Cavalier are going to get kicked down before they can even do anything. Yeah, finding a lot of damage here is blue. Simply with his cannon galleons. These cannon galleons are even more ridiculous. 15 destroying farms left and right. Could place them over here to destroy a whole bunch more farms. And like I said before, I think this is GG. Your opponents have double the score. I gotta give kudos though to red and yellow for sticking in this game, but this is looking more and more like destruction as these Cavalier are just tossed away. Never really made it to Paladin either. Yeah, and this forward's going to get cleared up as well now by the sheer numbers of blue. Red only 100 pop. Let's go back to blue's perspective. I mean, this could go down, but does it matter? Doesn't matter. There's so many bombards here. Even has Paladin already. I think one big push is coming from over here. That's going to absolutely decimate yellow's economy at this point. Meanwhile, bombard cannons are taking down absolutely everything from our Frankish player here. And very good play overall from green and blue. I mean, Age of Empires Zone already recognized in the very beginning, hey, we're probably going to deal with a rush. We're probably going to have, oh my goodness, this is a lot of Paladin. we're probably going to be dealing with a scout rush or, heavy land aggression as these bombard cannons are taking down these trebuchets, or sorry, cannon galleys are taking down these trebuchets. Recognizing what your opponent is going to do and then countering that is the way to go. Is that gate being constructed? I don't even know if I can click that at this time. But once these paladins stream in there, that would be absolute destruction as well. And slowly pushing over this with bombard cannons being constructed. And slowly but surely, yeah, you can build a wall all you want, yellow, but look at this. These things have such ridiculous range. 15, boof! See ya, farms. I don't know if you were trying to farm over here or not, but oh man. Oh man. How much more can they reach? Oh, they can reach the TC. Oh no. And another volley. Poof. Wow, absolute destruction. There's going to be no TC and no food. Oh no. Yeah, the GG is called. Very, very good game. Very fun to watch. If you are playing a water map, you want to go for water. I think the lesson of this story is, and you always want to recognize what your opponent is going to do, and if your opponent is going for a very, very aggressive approach, if you boom and you don't take any damage, you are very well ahead, and that's exactly what happened over here. And this push got stalled out as well. Those militia did not do anything, and look at the amount of paladins about to decimate these crossbowmen. Let's take a quick look at the stats over here. Age of Empires Zone definitely coming in the clutch for this one. Only 17 units lost. Wow, that's ridiculous. That's like a 9-to-1 ratio. I hope my math is correct on that. 9-to-1 or 8-to-1 ratio there. That's ridiculous. And the ratio for green also not bad at all. About 3-to-1 there for him. And that food count, though, that food count was actually highest for green, but so closely rivaled with Age of Empires Zone. And I think their food count was simply so high because of all of that fish boom, whereas Cat and Jackie did not have that fish boom at all. Cat actually first to Imperial Age probably wanted to get through that wall, and yeah, their eco just diminished so quickly. And once those raids came in from green, really put a damper on Jackie's fighting capability. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for walking. Keep walking. I hope you enjoyed this one, and many more collaborations to come in the future, I hope. And if not, it is what it is, but definitely worth checking out Age of Empires Zone's channel. Link will be in the description. And he has a lot of really cool Briton's plays. I really love Warwolves myself, and I know Minu would love that as well. So once again, thank you guys for walking.